Hello folks, my name is Robert Draper. I am the creator of this channel called Times Masquerade. What's time got to do with a masquerade? Well, there are two different types of time. What we all know of is obvious. Just look at your wristwatch or your digital clock, whatever you do to get up to speed. But there are two types of time, and the proof of it is global in many different medias. I discovered it through something called numismatics, which is ancient coins, money, the thing that people really value a lot. There is actually on a code, a very sophisticated code throughout the world that has to do with this other form of time. The Greeks called it Kairos time, and the Mayans, the Hunab Ku, the Chinese, the Mandate of Heaven. But the Greek definition is pretty revealing, and it is archery and weaving. Let me briefly show you. This is the image. What we're familiar with is looking at the numbers on your watch, and you have arrows pointing. When you don't have a digital clock, but you had arrows, the second, minute, and hour hands from the center pointing out. I know this may sound kindergarten or whatever, but if you stop and think about it, there is something that you're looking at right now that is this other form of time. It is actually interior time. Those second, minute, and hour hands were put there a few hundred years ago to draw our attention to the surface of the watch as though there was nothing in the center. Well, you're looking at, there's a whole lot in the center, and it connects the constellations, not in a circular fashion, but just like you're looking at, in an interior fashion across space-time. And it's composed of three parts. It's very simple. The yellow is the spirit world going vertical, as your feet are on the ground, your head's in the sky. Okay, the red is physical, and it is literally the ground we walk on. So we are body, soul, and spirit. A lot of people, there was a belief going way back, especially in ancient Greece, the philosophers Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle all believed our reality, the world, was composed of three parts: body, soul, and spirit. We're kind of stuck in the body with physics. Now, there's obviously a lot in the incredible people that are working with physics and have for years, but they haven't made much progress because they're not willing to admit the reality of the soul and the body of it. Well, the soul and the spirit, excuse me. So there you go. That's that. So here is a layout, and again, the physical is the red, the spirit is a horizontal, and the mankind's axis is the X. You ever wonder why there's so much attention to X, the letter X? Well, it's defined top secret projects, and Twitter turned into X, but it goes on and on and on. There is a huge significance to X. So, because it is literally our part in this mystery. And let me show you now a few coins. This is a Celtic coin. Celts were around northern France and so forth, and in Great Britain. And the horse basically they didn't have autos back then, but they had horsepower. I know it is what it is, but when they put wings on horses, as in celestial horses, it meant you were taking a spiritual trip somewhere. But look down on this symbol, look right at the bottom, there's that symbol I just showed you. It's all over the ancient coinage and on earthworks and on this and that, and it just keeps going. So this guy is really famous, actually, in history. This is the apex of French glory, if you will. On the left, that is Louis XIV, the famous Sun King in France. And on the right-hand side is our symbol again, with the vertical, the horizontal, and the X. Louis had a guy in charge of his money called Jean-Baptiste Colbert, and he was a member of a number of different occult societies. And that's how I discovered this whole thing, was in looking at some of the jetons of Louis XIV, but it mushroomed from there. So, let me see here. And this is from ancient Greece. This is Pallas Athena on the left. On the right is the lion, Leo, a lion of the tribe of Judah, and directly above the lion, this symbol is always placed in the highest place of honor because it lays out our future and past. So that's the humble task I'm trying to do right now, is to introduce you to the reality that this thing exists. As a matter of fact, it's prophetic. So the stars, there are 12 constellations, and actually each constellation has 3 other constellations associated with it. In reality, each constellation is 4. So 4 times 12 is 48 constellations. And the sun and the moon is a mechanism by which we tell time. So that is what a lot of folks call Pentecost, count 50. It's the journey around the sky. And the journey has to do with the spirit world. I attempt to be a follower of Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, but he has many different names. So we are in some just turbulent times, and I believe, unfortunately, it's going to get a lot more turbulent. But the point, again, of this channel is that there's something to look forward to. And I hoped I've whet your appetite for understanding a bit more of this system. Take care, people. God love. Thank you.